Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be looking at WPS Office. This is like episode 1, another free alternative to Microsoft Office. And I'm going to show you how to download it, install it, and actually get it running. Okay, so quickly again, the name of the software is WPS Office. So I'm going to type it into my Google search, WPS Office. And let's put the word download after it. Press enter. In most cases, this is going to be the first link that comes up. You simply click on that, and depending on the version of Windows or Mac OS you have, or Linux actually, you just click download. So for me, I'm going to go for Windows, WPS Office for Windows, 145 megabytes. This came out June the 15th in 2020. Today is the 4th of July. So I'm going to click download. That's going to start downloading there for me, and I will come back when this has finished downloading. I'm going to show every single step so that you guys know exactly what to do, how to get through the whole process. Nothing skipped, alright? So give me a minute. Okay, so as you guys can see, my download has finished. For some of you guys, it will be slightly different if you're using a different web browser. So I'm using Google Chrome, so my download will show up at the bottom left hand corner of the screen. If you're using Firefox or Microsoft Edge, it might be in a slightly different location, but you guys at this point should know where to find your downloads. If it's not here, or if you're using a different browser, what you could do is simply go to your downloads folder on Windows 10, or in Windows 7 or 8, I believe it's the same place. Once you go to your downloads folder, you should see this icon here that says WPS Office, the version of WPS Office .exe, which means simply executable. I'm going to open it from here instead. I click on that and I press enter. When I press enter, it's going to come up with this screen. Do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? You select yes, because it has to make changes to be able to install itself. Okay, now I do recommend that you guys read the license agreement. It's completely free though, so if you're not so inclined to reading everything, I don't think you'll have an issue. I want mine installed in a different location because this is a bit of a weird location here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to browse. You guys might want to do the same. And I'm going to go to this PC. I'm going to select local disk, and I'm going to select program files, and under program files I'm going to select make new folder and type WPS Office. After I've done that, I'm going to click on OK. That's going to create that folder, and now this is the new location of where this program is going to be installed. Okay, I'm now going to click install now, and that's going to start. I will come back to you guys when this has finished again. So let me stop the video here. Now, after the download is finished, you'll see this screen here pop up saying welcome to WPS Office. Simply click get started, and I prefer the all-in-one mode. So I open one app, and then that just gives me an option to create all these separate files here. So this is a doc, which is a Word document, a PPT, a PowerPoint, an XLS, which is just an Excel spreadsheet. You can choose the individual options, so you would have to double click, and when you double click, it opens a separate window. Actually, let me do that one because I think that's the one that most people are accustomed to. So I'm going to choose launch WPS Office, and when I do that, it comes up with the paid and free options here. Now, personally, for most home users, I don't think you'll need to ever pay for this. It gives you 1 gigabyte of cloud storage, meaning you can back up your files on there up to 1 gigabyte. PDFs are probably the largest files you work on because they normally have images and some of them have sound. Word documents and Excel files are, well, they tend to be really small, so even then I don't think you will have to worry about the paid versions. So let's just choose go to free, and I'm going to skip this step because I don't want to sign in. I don't want to have any of my details on there. If you do want the cloud storage, this is something you do have to do, but I don't need it, so I'm going to just close this. I can go ahead and create a document, a spreadsheet, a presentation, or edit a PDF. Let's do the normal document. I think that's the one that most people are accustomed to. So when I do that, I have some templates here which I can select. So it can be, I don't know, a letter with flowers, a black tech letter, but let's just choose the typical one that most people go for, which is a blank Word document. And when I go there, these are my options. And another reason why I think this is a really powerful tool for most people, it looks exactly like Microsoft Office and is completely free. So for those of us who are accustomed to using Microsoft Office at school or work, you will come in here and you'll be right at home. Unlike Google Drive or Google Docs, where it looks slightly different but you can get the same end result, here it looks exactly the same. So if I type something here, whereas on Google Drive I had to go to the drop down list and select the type of heading I wanted, in Microsoft Word and in WPS Office, it's just right here. I can just choose it from there. It's not a big issue, but simply because it looks the same, the learning curve is not going to be as steep, so you can jump straight into this and get your work done really quickly. Now let's imagine that we finished typing our masterpiece of a novel, and now we need to save the document. Similar to Microsoft Word, we can go home, go to menu, we go to save or save as. I prefer save as in most cases, but save does the same thing in the sense that the very first time you're saving a document, save is normally what you use. If you need to make a replica of that document, you would choose save as. So I'm going to choose save for now. I'm going to save this in, let's just choose desktop, that's fine. I'm going to call this one novel. Right? After that, I'm going to simply choose save. But as you can see here, there's a drop down list, and from the drop down list I can save this as any of the file formats available here. I recommend leaving it as a Microsoft Word document, and specifically a DOCX. That's the newest XML form for Microsoft documents. Leave it as that and there will be compatibility across almost all devices. Click save and that's done. So when I go back to my desktop now, I'm going to see that document there. So let me close it from here. Let's close this. Then my document's here, and just like a normal Word document, I can double click on that and it should just open up. Okay, this will happen to you only if you have two programs on your PC that can open the same type of file. Now because we're using WPS Office for this video, I'm going to choose that one, and I'm going to say always use this app to open docx files. So from now on it will never ask me that question again, and as we can see here, everything works fine. Okay, so the next thing we're going to want to do is to create a spreadsheet, simply because that's the next one on the list. I click on that. I have all these templates here. Some of them I do believe are free and some of them you do have to buy. So I'm just going to do a blank one. And again, it comes up and it looks exactly like Microsoft Office would. Well, Microsoft Excel. So let's just say I type the word name here, price here, and I think I did total in the last video for the Google Drive one. Let's say item A, B, C, and D. So let's call that one 10, 20, 30, and 40, right? And just to show you that all the formulas work and everything is the same, I'm going to type the same formula I typed in on Google Drive, in Microsoft Excel, and now in WPS Sheets. I type equal, I type the word sum, so that's SUM, with an open bracket, and then I simply highlight the things I want to add up. I press enter and I get my answer there. So again, this would be compatible with Google Sheets, Microsoft Excel, and really and truly any other spreadsheet program out there. And if I want to just multiply some numbers, I do equal, click on the number I want to multiply, I do times 10 for example, it comes up just the same. So now that we finish working out, I don't know, our income expenditure spreadsheet for the month, I can go to menu here just like I did before with the document. I'm going to do save, and let's save this one on desktop again. We can leave the name as book, but again, leave the names or the extensions. The file extension is the 3 or 4 letters after the dot. So in this case it's XLSX, which just means Excel spreadsheet. I'm going to click save, and I'm going to actually close this now so we can go ahead and have a look at what we have on our desktop. So this is the Excel spreadsheet here, and the name was book 1. And if I double click that to open it, again it's going to ask me which thing I want to use to open this. Because the option isn't there, I'm going to choose WPS Office, and that should then open it in the Excel program. There we go. Now the final one we have is a presentation, so a PowerPoint. I click on that. Just like before, I'm going to go with a blank template, and as we can see here, looks again exactly like Microsoft Office. I'm going to start typing here test 1. I'm going to create a new sheet. To do that, you can click on the plus button here, and then you have your new slide or your new sheet there. You can start typing stuff in and keep going, creating new stuff as you go along. And just like before, we need to then save this, close it, and reopen it just to make sure everything works fine. So again, I go to menu, I click on save. I'm going to choose desktop, and this is going to be test PowerPoint is fine. Leave this format as PPTX. Again, this is the XML format that Microsoft now uses. I'm going to click on save. That then saves my file to desktop. I'm going to close this, check my desktop to make sure it's there, which it is there. It's just here instead of underneath book 1. I double click on that to open it, and again in this case, because I'm opening something for the first time, I'm going to choose WPS Office, and from there it's going to actually go in and choose the correct program from WPS Office to open this file. Click OK, and here we have it. So everything I just typed is here, working fine. I can insert all the transitions and animations, everything here, just like Microsoft Office. When you do have the main WPS Office program open, from here you can see your most recent files. Now let me say, one of the main downsides of this program is that it doesn't have all the apps that Microsoft Office has. So let me quickly show you the ones I have installed. I have Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. This WPS program has those 3 alternatives built into this program. What it doesn't have is Microsoft Access, for example, and Microsoft Publisher. Microsoft Access is not used by many people. Mainly IT professionals and obviously database professionals use this. Microsoft Publisher might be used by, I don't know, a school or a company to make their own brochures or booklets to send out to people. Now there are other free options of these two, which I will be speaking about in another video, but just do keep in mind, if you want this WPS Office program, it only has essentially a Word document equivalent, an Excel spreadsheet equivalent, and a PowerPoint equivalent. It doesn't have anything else. Well, thank you guys for watching. I hope you like it. I hope you found this informative. Please do like and subscribe. I have more videos on the way. Thank you.